And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
We are anonymous. We are legion. We are everywhere. Expect us. I am BLACKLAB. Freedom fighters. I've been asked to do an interview and answer some questions that a lot of you may be wondering about. So I agreed, and with Brian King sending me 10 questions, these are the 10 questions that I do believe that are very amazing and very truth-telling. So here we go. The first question he asked me is, you've hinted at an event that it became the deciding factor in becoming an activist. Can we share more details? Well, about 5 years ago, I was in a relationship that was considered very bad, and some people may think that it's an abusive kind of relationship. And yes, there are women out there that can be very abusive. Well, just as a long story short, I was driving one day with my girlfriend at the time, and actually she was the one driving. We were dropping her off to work, and I mentioned something about her birthday and her gifts, and she didn't like what I had to say. She backhanded me and told me all kinds of explicitives and things of that sort. Eventually, she decided that she wasn't wanting to live anymore, so she was driving very crazy, almost like she was trying to kill us both. So like anybody else would try to get the attention of people out there, trying to ask for help, screaming out the window, things of that sort, because I honestly thought this girl was going to kill me. So eventually she did realize what she was doing is wrong. She must have had a moment. And when she did stop the vehicle, I got out of the car and I went around and I pulled her out of the car, grabbed my keys so that way she couldn't run off with the car and hurt anybody else or herself, or me for that matter. And as I was doing that, a police officer happened to show up. And now he wasn't called. He just happened to show up. It's a very small town. Well, when the cops started asking questions, I told him what happened. She was already walking away from the incident. She happened to bite her lip. And the reason why I say that's very important for later on, and I'll tell you guys why. But she bit her lip. When the cop stopped her, she mentioned to him that I had hit her and she had a busted lip. That's what she said. And her lip was bleeding. So eventually, the cop did his little investigation and automatically assumed because I'm the guy and she's the female, and they arrested both her and myself because they didn't know what was going on. But here's the reason why I say that the situation is really bad. According to the police report, there was a witness that said that as soon as I got out of the car, that I went over, I grabbed her out of the vehicle and I started beating her like Rodney King. Mind you, Rodney King is what they said. And that's completely untrue. Now, long story short, again, just want to make sure you all know this, is that the case was dismissed because my ex admitted in court in front of a judge saying that she bit her lip on purpose because she wanted me to get in trouble, and she was just very mad at me. And that I didn't beat her, I didn't do any things that she said. Now, here's the bad thing about all of this. They said they had a witness. The attorney, when they heard this from her, they immediately dropped the case. They dropped all the charges against me. But I asked what about this witness? What about them lying on a report? And the only thing that the attorney ever told me was there was no witness, and it doesn't surprise her that a police officer would lie to secure an arrest for their jacket. That's a lie cops tell. And, if she didn't actually tell the truth, whatever witness or whatever assumption or whatever it was that these cops were doing, I could have ended up losing a lot because of some lie that was told by a police officer. So with that being said, I did a lot of research and looking into police accountability, looking at other people who had the same kind of story. And that's one of the reasons why I got into this movement, is because of an issue that happened to me, and it could happen to anybody else. So that's why I want to expose truth when it comes to police accountability.
I'm over here doing some stuff, some personal things, and I just had to stop at a parking lot here. And hey, Principal Zaidan, how you doing, buddy? I hope everything works out over in your area. I ain't so pretty. No, I'm not pretty at all. I'm trying to compete with James Freeman with the beard, but it's not gonna work. But listen up. I see a lot of the things that are going on the internet. I see a lot of the things between the infighting and all that, but let me just tell you one thing. Our resolve is just way too powerful. You know, I don't care what's going on between this person or that person, but for me and the people that I associate with, we don't care about that kind of shit. And if people who do, then, you know, that's on them. You know, the way I feel, the way I figure it with all you, you know, subscribers and all you people that are out there, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm focused on the fight that actually is worth fighting for. And that's fighting for, there's a lot of wind noise, I know, guys. It's extremely windy here in Pennsylvania, but hopefully you guys can hear me pretty good. The fight that's worth fighting for is the individuals like Joe Salvaggio, that we can get that guy out of office and get that guy fired and go from there. So let's just focus on that. Number one, we have a long road ahead of us when it comes to all these legal battles and things of that sort. There's a lot of things that are in line, and you know, having all these people argue back and forth and threaten this and threaten that, calling people names, it's just going to make those cops laugh at us. It's going to make all those officials laugh at us. It's not worth fighting over. You know, if you want to go ahead and make some change, then do so. If you don't like a certain individual, then don't talk about it. Just, you know, just
Number two,
forget
the
it.
question that he's asking is, given the role you took in the amendment-based activism, do you believe that it's making a difference, and if so, why? Well, I firmly believe in saying this, Brian, is that you cannot build Rome in a day, my friend. Important work takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I don't expect that the activism that we do is going to make an immediate change either today or tomorrow or next week. But in time, and as long as we don't give up, we'll eventually spark some light into some people that believe that freedom is worth fighting for. So we have a lot of work to do. During the time in Texas is the next question. During the time in Texas, what do you feel is the most important thing that you've learned? Well, brotherhood, for one. That's for damn sure. Listen, I've learned a lot, okay? And when I went down to Texas, the people who I've met are beyond brothers. They're all family. You know, it didn't. I wasn't prepared for the kind of outcome that happened. I learned that it's still possible to care for another human being that's not even family. You know, they show a lot of love for their fellow neighbor out there. I've met a lot of great people, guys. I have, you know, Jack Miller, Todd Ferguson, Joanna Ferguson, David, News Now Houston, Philip Turner, Southside Slacker, PMP, and tons more. Teresa, Wolfman. I mean, the list can go on and on and on and on. And because through those people, I've been able to meet and experience and interactions with other auditors and other cop watchers across the country, and it's been an amazing thing. So if there's anything that I've learned the true meaning of brotherhood, honesty, respect. That's what I've learned.
A lot of you are all former military inside the chat. There are one. Interesting. Yeah, I need a drink. You got any soda in there? Yeah. Can I have a bottle of water if you have any? That'll work, please. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's gonna grab me a water. I'm a little thirsty.
What do you guys need?
He's grabbing me a water.
What are you filming?
Whatever you can see.
Yeah.
No, man, ain't no filming there.
What's that?
Because you're not supposed to film in here.
Why?
Is there a law?
You're in a building where we have sensitive material.
Recruiting material?
Yeah, like social security numbers and all that stuff.
Oh.
This is in a public building, not for the public?
I mean, yeah, public people can come in here,
Okay.
but we have sensitive material in here,
Okay.
such as social security numbers.
Okay. Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Oh, that's cool.
Thanks, man. Army strong.
Yeah, we're just kind of taking photos out and about.
I got you.
You know,
But-
freedom of First Amendment. You guys took an oath, right?
Yeah, I got you, but please don't film up in here. And y'all are continuing to film up in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to ask you guys to take off. I give you water. Go on ahead, please leave. Let's go. Come on.
But it's a public area.
I gave you your water. Go on ahead and leave.
So
Well,
you're not upholding your oath to the Constitution?
I'm letting you know that we have sensitive material,
It
and
was
I
a
don't need
public
it to,
area.
and I don't need it to be displayed
We haven't picked any
Okay,
social
please
security
leave.
cards up.
Please leave.
Don't pretend that the sensitive material isn't in files or locked in computers. There's nothing that
Well, that's a responsibility. If it's
Please
a public
leave.
area and you get social security numbers out, those need to be done in
I
private
understand
and
that,
not out
but
in
we
the
don't
public
have
area.
people coming in here with cameras on a daily basis like you're doing
But
right
if I
now.
came in here without a camera, then I'd be able to see it with my eyes, correct?
That's true, but I don't need this.
I do have a photographic memory, by the way.
Okay,
So I
that's
mean,
cool.
you know, but
That's cool.
it doesn't.
Can you
Well,
please leave?
What's your name?
yeah. What is your
My
name,
name
sir?
is right here.
I can't read that. I don't know how to
You're
pronounce your
filming
name.
it. You're filming it.
What is it?
Please leave.
The Sanjis?
There you go.
Is that how it
Thank
is?
you. That's
What's
how
your
it
first
is.
name?
Don't worry about my first name.
Are you his supervisor? Are you his commanding
Yeah,
officer or
the
supervisor?
Constitution doesn't matter anymore.
Who's his supervisor or commanding officer? Because he's asking us to leave a public building.
We can do this. We'll do it this way, okay? We'll do it this way. How old are you, sir?
How old am I?
Yes.
Old enough.
Okay. What's your height and weight?
I'm not here to go recruiting.
Would you like to join the army?
Been there and done that.
Would you like to join the army?
We're here to.
Would you like to join the army?
Yeah, will you take me?
You would like to? How old are you?
54.
You don't qualify, sir. I qualify.
Oh, damn.
Number 4, many activists have been getting arrested and somehow bowed out, and some are taking a break. What have you ever wanted to back out of the movement? If so, why, and what made me stay? That's a good question. I do see a lot of people bowing out and people leaving, and but I can't speak for those people. I can't speak for others. But let me give you this. It's a little quote. Guys, quote me on this. Don't give up on a dream such as freedom, because it's not going the direction that you want. There are many different routes to the same destination, and we will win as long as we are willing to fight, as it's the last thing that we ever do. So do me a favor. Get up, buck up, and fight. Number 5. You do your best to bring new content featuring new activists and regular civilians. Is there any one video presented that stood out to you the most? Which and why? And post a URL. Well, all of them, honestly. To be honest, all the videos that I do is putting a lot of hard work and passion into it. I don't just slap a video up there and just say it's done. I like to give my opinions on it. I like people to take a look at those things and make their best judgment on what I'm saying about it. But to me, Almost Park, the live stream from Almost Park that I did that was out there for 4 hours stands out to me the most. And the reason why is because I firmly believe in the Second Amendment. True-heartedly. Like, I cannot tell you how much I believe in that. When the issues were happening in Almost Park, I instantly knew that I needed to be there. And I knew also that the moment that I would go there, that would be the moment that I would have to reveal who Black Label was. And I tell you what, it was a lot of fun doing that. It was a lot of fun meeting everyone and exposing this face. Number 6, if a new activist came to you and asked you for the 3 most important things they need to know about First Amendment auditing, what would you tell them? Well, Brian, it's not just First Amendment auditing. I'm going to give you everything about the auditing part, but also I want to give you guys something about cop watching. I'm no expert, but my opinions is that you need to know the law in your area. You cannot go in blindly. I have seen too many people that think they know all the laws and all their rights and things up, and it ends up working against them badly. Number 2 is I would have to say is make sure that you use your rights. If you don't use them, you'll lose them. And the most important right in First Amendment auditing is the 5th. The 5th is golden. Sometimes in certain situations, you just need to stay quiet. That amendment was there for a good reason. And I've seen too many good people get taken away because they say too much. Number 3, never go alone. As a new activist, it's very important that you get that story out. If you don't get that story out, you're on your own. Nobody's going to know that you're in jail. So what I would suggest is always have a backup camera guy or backup camera girl, or better yet, go call another activist in your area and have them go with you. So that way, if you get into the down and dirty nitty gritty, they can make sure that they get that story out and tell that story to everyone. And now those are my 3 big pieces, Brian, but here is a little bit of advice about cop watching. It's really simple. Don't interfere. And record. That's it. Cop watching is a little bit simpler.
Sitting over here by the exact same spot where the Batusai was filming the whole interaction with CJ and Jim right there at that corner. So So, and then of course there's the Shell gas station right there. You guys are familiar with in the other videos.
There's another one. No, that's not.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It had a white door on it. Yeah.
Looked like the Crown Vic.
All right.
So the individuals we have here tonight obviously is Texas Sheepdog. We have the Batusa. We have Soulless Productions, News Now Houston, myself, and then Todd, SA Ecstasy Prez, and Buck G is all here.
And that Shell station over there that you guys see, that's the Shell station where I was walking out one night, and after going in there, I walked out and they put me in handcuffs, put me in the back of the car.
Nothing as of right now. They're just driving by.
Trespass warned me from the store for nothing.
You think it's a bad idea for me to go in there at one point and just go take a nice dump and not flush?
Yeah, take a nice dump and not flush. That would be good. Stop it up. Everybody go in there and take a dump and not flush one right after the other. I feel sorry for the last guy. No smoking within 20 feet of this. They got a sign up there, city ordinance, just FYI. 20 feet would be 20 feet of the shelter, so
Perhaps they may have.
We'll see. Maybe they just know that they're not going to do shit until tomorrow. Maybe they expected this, I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting. I gotta figure out how to use this camera if I'm gonna be doing my journal at the same time. So I gotta find a way to use this.
Do you have your GoPro?
Yeah, I have that.
You got anything you want to say to the viewers? We got about 600 right now.
600 people watching right now.
Yep.
All right. Hey guys, this is the Batosai here. During that event when CJ got tased, I was standing right here.
Well, actually, I just said fuck it. I did my face. Check it out. All right, guys. Here's Black Label. So here we are. News Now Houston. You want to come up behind us?
Where
the hell?
Houston's here? Where's he at? You guys got a cam back?
Yeah. So we're all getting a cam back. So here we are, guys. We're waiting.
Hold on.
they're gonna come out. You're blocking the sidewalk.
So this is what I was gonna do for you guys. I was just gonna give you my eyes, you know, like the Home Alone.
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. Sorry, the Home Alone. I was gonna say.
Where's that News Now Houston guy? He's here?
Wilson.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
So.
Black Label's live right now.
So there you go, boys and ladies. We're all here. So I don't know how much longer you guys want to stay out here.
I think we're done.
We're done.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right, we are done. We're just gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wait till tomorrow and do what we need to do.
So we need to be on this side.
Oh, if you guys think look old, you should see the white hair I got.
They're right ahead of us.
So when there's not a sidewalk provided, you have to walk on the side of the street against traffic. So you know, Chief Valenciano has already mentioned that he will be enforcing that.
I'm gonna run over here. I'm not gonna stop the stream just yet.
They're gonna run out of tickets. And they don't have the
I'll let you guys see the other group that was here watching our back from over here.
Not you know, for that, everybody's gonna probably move out to the front of the street.
You guys want to get one other group picture with everybody?
Might as well get the entire people when they were over there. Show up and they look like suspicious characters.
Just
These people look suspicious.
I did a face reveal. Might as well. They were happy about it. I know you guys didn't want me to do it, but let's do a whole group picture all together.
God, for real?
Yeah. Some of the girls already say I'm sexy.
Hey guys, what's up?
There's Prez right there.
Sexy Prez out here.
You already seen Philip. There's the young activist. He was here. So if you guys want to stand on the thing, we can all get together. I'll take a nice little photo here.
a Photoshop.
Photoshop on the fly.
Teresa climbs up on the curb to look tall.
I'm the tallest of all the people.
Let me take off my hat.
Shortest.
So, you guys, there they are.
Come here, Jack.
We got one more gag.
Come see Jack.
Look, I see a Batman out here.
Where are you, David? Oh, there.
I'm right there.
All we need is CJ for Superman.
What can you say to a person that genuinely believes this is just cop baiting and not a troll, and help change their mind? Wow. they have a right to their opinion. And just because you see one bad apple doing something away that's considered baiting or, you know, something that might get the trolls going crazy doesn't reflect to the rest of the community. I will tell you that. We know that there are good people out there and there are auditors out there that are doing it for the wrong reasons. I can name less than a handful. Fame and fortune is something that people do this for, and I'm going to be telling you right now, you're going to be shocked to know that that's not how it's going to work. Not on this platform. You might get lucky. You might get a video that gets 5-10 million views, but then the rest you might not. I got lucky once. That's it. But I'm not looking for fame and fortune. But for me to say to change their mind is, I would say if you think that one is baiting and there are other auditors and other cop watchers that don't bait or do anything, then my suggestion is don't look at one guy. Look at multiple auditors, and that way you can see for yourself that there are other people out there that are completely different. And if you can't find somebody that fits you, just keep looking. There are tons of people out there that do this, and you'll eventually find an auditor or a cop watcher that fits your feelings and your style and your mind and your mindset, and the rest will just fall into place. Number 8, your family seems to be supportive of your activism. Do you believe that you would still be doing this without their support? I want to laugh at that because I can tell you that my family does seem supportive. You guys see in the videos that they do seem that they're supportive, but they're doing so to an extent. And the reason is because they're more afraid for me than anything. They know that this is a dangerous job. And I say job because it is somewhat of a job, because every morning I think about this and I continue working at finding, you know, the truth and stories and things of that sort. So the idea of spreading truth in a world of lies and deceits is extremely dangerous. It could get people killed. It can get people to disappear. It can even land you in jail for speaking your mind. But I know that. I knew that getting involved. I knew it. My family does love me very much, and I honestly, you know, all I want for them is to understand is that I want them to understand and remember me for what I'm doing. I want them to remember me for doing something noble and worthy. As my brother fights for the military, and he fights for freedom in his way, I feel that I'm fighting for freedom in my way by using words, education, and spreading the truth. That's what I truly believe in. And number 9, Brian says, on a lighter note, can you share with us your must-have at home and in the field equipment? Well, you need to have a decent computer for editing, enough RAM, that sort of thing. You know, that's an important thing. I use Final Cut Pro X on an Apple Macintosh or iMac. But as far as equipment is concerned, all you really need is a cell phone. I'm using a cell phone right here talking to you guys, and I'm using my stereo mixer / voice changer type thing, you know, right here to record the audio, because I'm telling you, audio is important. Some people think that you need to have a multi-million-dollar studio to do top-of-the-line stuff, but you really don't. You'll be very surprised that a little camera like this will work just fine, and you'll also know that an Android iPhone can do great work completely. But honestly, I'm going to give you a little secret. There are 2 things important in video, especially when you don't have high-end stuff. Number 1 is the audio, and number 2 is yourself. Because without you, you don't have a video. So those are the 2 biggest selling points, I believe. You can have a crappy video, really low-res video, but as long as the audio is good and they can hear you clear, and you have a good personality and you can talk, then you're going to be good.
I messed around with other guys. I took her away.
Will is also moderating. He's in here too. Is that Jack?
Still waiting on Jack. They did?
I'm living downtown now. Let's meet near Windcrest.
See, he's always fucking around.
Why Windcrest?
Oh my god!
Because we're not going to Windcrest.
Fucking kill him.
Well, you know what? We can't go 410 though.
Okay.
1604.
We'll be waiting all fucking day for...
I just said we're not going that way.
So is he leaving the doctor's office right now? And he's going...
He says, his words are
Leaving downtown.
Yeah, I'm leaving downtown now.
Okay, so that means he's leaving the doctor's office.
can
done
call,
lunch.
no, he ain't gonna answer, right?
Oh my God.
Because we could go to like Academy over at Burn Bottle 410. Come, go 410.
Tom Zebra, don't forget to hit me up when you're ready to go to Flint, Michigan. We're gonna hit that together.
Friday traffic, we might be better off with 410. Where we work.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, the people in the video that Tom Zebra and I are probably going to go to Flint, Michigan and do some cop watching out there. He's planning on doing like somewhat of a documentary.
If I'm thinking about traffic on Friday, we might have less on 410 than we have on 16.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I think I told him that already. I'll remind him again today, Jim. And Jim, I do want to take your offer up on going to the house and doing
Finally, the last question is assume that you're in a room and everybody's they're watching you, subscribers are listening. What would you say? Or is there anything you want to add in general? Well, let me say this. I want to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to be a voice in this movement. Some have labeled me a leader. But in my opinion, there are no leaders in this movement at all. We're just all very passionate individuals that believe in something bigger than ourselves. And I do firmly believe that we all want to be remembered for something. And for me is that it's not about fame, fortune, or anything like that. Is that I want to be remembered for always being a good friend, a good father, a truth teller, and most of all, a freedom fighter. So guys, my advice to you guys is go find your voice. Find it. And while you do, be safe, be vigilant, and know your rights.
We are anonymous. We are legion. We are everywhere. Expect us. I am Black Label.